Hello, everybody. I am Yolanda Marie. I do have another message for you guys today from the Arcturians. And here's what they want to talk about, okay? This is basically energy flowing forward. And what they're giving me is this is more for the next 2 weeks and beyond. This is going to be a focal point for humanity, for the human collective, okay? We are collectively moving out of, regardless of where you are individually, okay? We are collectively moving out of the same old way of doing things in terms of an established, grounded structure, what we view as grounded. This is another stage of that. This is on a much, much, much larger scale that it has been. Many of you have seen this visually. You've picked up on this in the atmosphere. You know, you may be following some politics. You can see this reflected throughout worldwide politics in any what you might think of as an established society. Okay, that word we use loosely. Yes, we would say an established, what we would have called civilized society. Well, we understand that is used very loosely for a reason. Okay, in fact, it's the very reason that we are shifting the energy through the heart at this time. That is indeed not true civilization. Okay, it's not a balanced civilization. There is no equanimity in that sort of hierarchical civilization. Okay, so there is a strong pull for more. And when the Arcturians are talking about more, what we're speaking of is on such a grand scale. This is a much wider, I mean, what they're showing me, it's like a sweeping energy. And really, it's not even the energy that they're showing me, it's the people. But I'm seeing energy sweeping over them. Now, some of you may be getting this type of visual where people are just moving, like there's energy moving over the planet and people are moving. Okay, the frequency as it raises collectively, and we won't get into the quantum dynamics of that today, but we may get more into that via the Arcturians very, very soon. But what's happening is as the frequency is raising, people are becoming more susceptible. They're able to integrate this frequency more readily. And so this just continues to compile upon itself, like build upon itself. So the more easily the frequencies and the codes are integrated, the more they are able to pick up on the next phase, the next influx of higher frequencies, and the more they are integrated. This is largely subconscious still at this point, but more are consciously coming online than even expected, and certainly more than detected. So more than what we can pick up on. So there are a lot of epiphanies happening once again. A lot of breaking through. A lot of breaking through what we would consider the masculine structure. Okay, this isn't to villainize masculine energy. That's not what's being said here. It's just that the masculine structure across the planet is what has been hardened. It's what has been used, misused, in order to usurp powers in an unfair and negative way. This is coming through now, okay? That's all that means. Masculine in itself is not negative. Masculine and feminine, these balances are very needed. They are very necessary to come together and align to create. Okay? And so the way that the structure was being misused is what has been breaking apart, but it's being seen more broadly. It's being seen more broadly, everybody, okay? So we are about to come in. For much of this stage that has been set, there is a period of rest. This is what the Arcturians are saying. Okay, they're coming through now with that. So right now, as I'm recording this and as you see this, okay, there will be a stage of rest. Even if the world doesn't seem like it's at rest, there's a period of rest and integration there with that structural breakdown once again. But again, this is seen a different way by more people, more citizens, more, no one is average, but we feel it necessary to use the word average to describe to you what we mean in terms of the goings on of individuals throughout their day, who we are speaking of here. Okay, so they're speaking of people who wouldn't necessarily be people who are reaching for power or to be a part of some power structure. So we're not speaking of that right now. We're speaking of people who would go about their day and view themselves as citizens, trying to live a happy, joyous life as much as they can day to day, okay? They are beginning to awaken to this more. This is not just America. This is not just Europe. This isn't just South America. This isn't only Africa. This is the world that they are describing here. And there will be still a split here. There is still a choice. But there is a magnanimous way in which you can create. And this way will offer more opportunity for absolvement, for people to understand what is happening on the planet through their heart, to see through their hearts more clearly. Okay, these are the Arcturians, okay? So for more people to come into agreement with themselves is what they mean. That word absolvement feels like it could maybe have a negative connotation at times, but this isn't what I was feeling. And you may understand this too. You may feel this energetically as well, okay? That they're coming through with that word, using it in a different way. Words, if you're newer to me, this needs to be said. Words can be very, very tricky. It is indeed a very archaic way of communicating, this verbiage, this language, and to have so many different languages to communicate. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful communication, but it is very archaic because often the meaning gets lost in translation. So feel into this message so that you understand where it's coming from. It is coming through a high heart frequency to establish a foundation of that, not only in the planetary grid, but through this message to activate individuals in a particular way. Okay? There is a collaboration going on right now with Spirit, big time. By Spirit, we mean galactic groups. We mean soul family. We do mean ancestry. We do mean guides. Okay? Big collaboration to break through this very stubborn structure. And it is indeed breaking. Okay. Another small note here. We're not going to get more into this right now. But this is paving the way for a more open means of contact with different species of life, different beings from different systems, beings who also do reside primarily even in terms of them experiencing their lives, okay? A linear way. Throughout time, it would be in a different frequency. So they would be, at this stage, very hard for us, most of us, to perceive at all. However, there will still be an open means of contact with them through their technology. And quite soon, within generations, your own technology as well. Okay? Through the heart space, of course. All right, so this is the message from the Arcturians, you guys, today, okay? I love you so much. Beautiful soul family, I miss talking to you. As always, I'm going to try to get on here more. These activations, integrating that and the expansion process has been very, very intricate. It has been challenging for many of us. We have needed an insane amount of rest, a crazy amount of sleep, and just mental rest, okay? And so if that's you, be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourselves at this time, okay? Pay attention to your bodies. All right, love you so much, beautiful soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste.